Here's the heuristic or the framing that I really like, that kind of all the complexity is derived from. And we've touched on it pretty much throughout this entire chat, but it's essentially a tool to unlock liquidity from your pulse bag. And that can be, and the timeline on which you need that liquidity can be varied. But generally, I think it really shines the shorter the timeline you need that liquidity for. So if you have a pulse bag, and let's just say, for an example, you want to degen on a shitcoin because you want to make a couple X's. Just for example, right? Previously, what you would have to do is take your pulse, sell it, go degen, and then try to bring it back into your into pulse if you make a profit. With liquid loans, you could just deposit and vote, get the USDL, buy the shitcoin, and then hope it works out. But if you have an extra stream of income, say your normal DCA money that's coming in over time, well, what you can do is, instead of taking that DCA money, which might not have been enough size for it to matter for you to take advantage of this opportunity that you're looking for, you can then use that drip of income to start paying off your loan over time, so that what happens with the risk on position you're taking with like degenning over in the casino, you are able to take the size that you need to win if you need to, but then you're slowly over time de-risking your position naturally through your DCA. So it's like it ends up being the same. But a lot of the times in crypto, time is a major factor, where we don't have infinite time to take advantage of opportunities, because a lot of the time, once they're over, it's done. And you just have to hope that another opportunity like that comes later in the future. So something like this allows you to get that immediate liquidity while also using the extra time that you have through your DCA money to de-risk your position over time. And I think that dynamic right there, you can derive all the complexity that we talk about in terms of moving money here, getting APYs over here. All of it can pretty much be boiled down to that framing right there, where you're just unlocking your liquidity immediately. You're unlocking your liquidity acutely, and then using your long-term influx of liquidity to de-risk the position over time.
And everyone who just heard that needs to rewind, turn the volume up, and listen again. Like, that's not just smart. Like, that is a fundamental truth in crypto. We take, what were the gains over a year? What were the gains over a week? What was the yield over a week? Most things, it's not over a week. It could be hours. It could be a single moment. If you want to look at, the yield in Bitcoin, it's not the yield over a year. It's the green candles on like 10 days. If you want to look at the yield payouts for a lot of these things, it can move drastically in days. Godwell ends some huge stake, and there's a ratchet in the chart. Like, time is not all created equal in these things. So being able to have exposure to those individual events is more important in crypto than probably in anything that's ever existed in history. And we try to wrap these things up and use framings that kind of make sense to us as monkeys. So we're like, what's it over a year? It's not over a year. It's the most impactful days that didn't average out to that mean. But if you missed a handful of those days, you may not get half of that result, right?